Good evening, everyone. I hope you're having a good day. It is Friday night. We had a couple of new releases come out today, but hey, you know what? Only one of them arrived here to me today. So if you are in the flawless baseball break, I hope you have read your eBay messages, but basically what happened is this. My distributor just simply forgot to put it in the box. I mean, that's pretty much the long and short of it. So when it was delivered late this afternoon and I realized right away that I didn't have it, I called them. I caught them before they left today. They are overnighting it. We will have it in the morning at some point, and we will be breaking that tomorrow instead. The flawless baseball break that had planned to be tonight, unfortunately, has had to be rescheduled for tomorrow because of that. But everything else is here. So let's go over our information before we get started tonight. There is a bit of it to cover, so we're going to start with that. And there is going to be, guys, probably some opportunities for you to pick up some teams tonight. There are unpaid teams sitting out there again. Unfortunately, that seems to have been a trend lately. So if you are one of the folks who has the unpaid team, please take care of making your payment now so we don't end up selling your team out from under you. So here's what I was talking about a minute ago, guys. Flawless baseball. This is the break that was supposed to be happening up first tonight. I have had to move that to tomorrow, which is Saturday. It's actually Saturday the 27th. I apparently don't know what day of the week today is, do I? So let's fix that. It'll be Saturday the 27th at 5 o'clock Eastern and 2 o'clock Pacific, okay? Again, guys, this is just no way to avoid this. The distributor just, they had the order. I paid for it. They just forgot to put it in the box. There's no other way to explain it. And so it has been overnighted. It'll be here tomorrow. And we will break it again tomorrow night, Saturday night at 5 o'clock Eastern will be our flawless baseball break number 1. Okay. I did send everybody in that break a message by way of eBay messages as well to try to make sure everyone is informed. So next up, a note about feedback. That's to let you know my feedback is 100% automated. That means anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you should instantly get it in return without having to wait on me. And of course, the other note there is just a note to say thank you, because I do appreciate everyone who bids and breaks and chats and hangs out with me, keeps me company, and all such as that. We're taking a look right now at breaks that are coming up over the course of the next 5 days. So tomorrow night, we're starting early at 9:30, all the way through Monday night. Then we'll be back at 10 o'clock on Tuesday. Then we'll go back to 9:30 for new release day on Wednesday. And then after that, we'll probably be back at 10 o'clock for the duration, for the most part. But so tomorrow night, we're going to open a single autographed baseball jersey, and then we're going to open a full case of Leaf autographed full-size football helmets. So those just came out today, and we're going to bust into an entire case of them at once tomorrow night, Saturday night. We'll open more flawless baseball. It will actually be here because they're overnighting it. So that's the deal there. And then a full case of Archives baseball. On Sunday, another 9:30 start. We'll open a half case of autographed mini helmets, a half case of autographed football jerseys, and the back half of the Hoops basketball case that we started last night. Monday night is another 9:30 start time. We're going to open an autographed baseball jersey, a 4th and goal box, which has 4 autographed items in it, a jersey, a full-size helmet, mini helmet, and a picture. And then we're going to open another full case of Topps Update Jumbo. Tuesday night, we'll open a Hit Parade Series 37 autographed full-size football helmet. We're going to open a half case of basketball jerseys from Gold Rush. We'll open the last case we have of 5-star baseball and another case of Prizm football. Wednesday, starting at 9:30 again, a new release day. It's flawless basketball and high tech. Those both come out on Wednesday. We'll open them both Wednesday. So flawless basketball will be a half case, high tech will be a full case, and then we'll open another full case of Bowman Chrome, which we haven't opened in a while, on Wednesday night. So once again, looking at tonight, for those of you who may not have heard me mention it a moment ago and may not have checked your eBay messages yet, Flawless Baseball, I had to move the break to tomorrow at 5 o'clock Eastern. That's because my distributor forgot to put the product in the package. So I got everything else I was supposed to get today. I did not get Flawless Baseball. They have sent it out overnight. It is scheduled to be delivered tomorrow. I did already check the tracking to make sure. So we will break it tomorrow night at 5 o'clock. And then the rest of our breaks tonight will go as planned, which is 5-star baseball, immaculate basketball, and prizm football in that order. And everything that we are breaking tonight, since Flawless didn't get here, is a paid shipping break, and I'm anticipating it to be out the door on or about Tuesday the 30th. Now I just need to check one little thing here. I have got one team that was unpaid. I don't know if it still is or not. Let me check that very quickly here, and we'll see where we land on this. So yes, it looks like we have one unpaid team in here at the moment. Let me see if this is anybody whose bids I recognize or not. Yeah, we're probably just going to let that ride. Okay, so it is unpaid at the moment, but it's somebody that I believe has possibly bid with me before. So Flawless, this is what it looks like, but again, break rescheduled, so that's just there kind of for our reference. First up that we have actually in a hand tonight is our 8-box case of 5-star baseball. That is case break number 4. And of course, we do have an unpaid team right there that is still just pending payment. So if you have this team right there, please make sure that you get your payment in right now. You're still pending payment. And of course, everything else is as you would expect it to be. And we'll put a new spreadsheet up before the start of every break. So if you're not in this one, not to worry. You'll see your name up there shortly. Finally, I am taking autofocus off. It does make your background go out of focus a little bit, but that's okay. It also means we can see all of our cards up really nice and close like we like to do. Jay Allen is here. Hey, Jay Allen. You said you have Cincinnati Reds. Did you have them in Flawless, or do you have them in this in 5-star? Because, of course, I know you were on here, Jay Allen, so you know what's going on with Flawless, which, again, I'm sorry about that, guys. That's totally out of my control. I mean, I have no way to account for somebody in the warehouse not putting something in the box. Hi, Whit. Whit's here. Greg is here, too. And Darren's here. Darren must be here for some prizm in a little while, because he's got the Vikings he's trying to bring some mojo for. Let me get our sleeves out here for this product, guys, and then we're going to bust right on into 5-star. From that, we're going to go into immaculate basketball. Be thinking about this right now. I have a team unsold, or unpaid, I should say, in immaculate basketball that may be available. It is the Golden State Warriors. And the last bid amount on it was $142.50. So I will check that again right before we cut into the case of immaculate basketball. If that person still has not paid, then that means that I'm going to need to sell the Golden State Warriors before we can break immaculate. So those of you who might be interested in that team, please keep that in the back of your mind. I'm going to give the person who has it a few more minutes here, and we'll check it that one final time before we break the product. And I may have the Cowboys available in prizm football. That again is gonna, I'll give that person time right up until we break the case. And if no money has shown up by then we might be reselling the Cowboys in prizm as well. But I think for sure we're gonna have the Warriors in. Well, I shouldn't say for sure, but it certainly looks like we're going to have the Warriors available in immaculate basketball coming up next. All right, 5-star time. We've had pretty good luck with 5-star so far. We pulled a Juan Soto redemption out of here, maybe the last break. Earlier in another break, we pulled a nice Ohtani redemption that I think was going to be numbered to 20. So as a whole, we've been having pretty good luck with 5-star. So I imagine we'll continue on having good luck tonight. Francisco Mejia is up first for the Indians. And behind that, it is Dustin Pedroia. Nice little hit there for the Boston Red Sox. That is numbered to 35. Jay Allen, you said you need to see some Cincinnati Reds in this. I know, we do, don't we? We had some in the last break, but that's the one where the guy stiffed me. He tagged me for 2 teams in Immaculate Basketball and 1 in 5-star. I should have resold them, and you know I did not. And there you go. That was a $200 lesson I learned, but sadly it happens more than we would like to think about. Silver Signatures Chris Sale, and that is also numbered to 35. So the Red Sox are off to a nice start here in 5-star. And here's a Cincinnati Red, as a matter of fact, Jay Allen. There is Tyler Mahle for you. So we're not going to send you home empty-handed with the Cincinnati Reds tonight. At least got Tyler out. Have you off on the right track anyway. Travis Shaw is next up. That's the Milwaukee Brewers. Behind that, it is, oh, that's nice, a Jose Canseco to 35. So that, of course, for the Oakland A's. So 3 really nice hits out of there with Canseco and Chris Sale and Dustin Pedroia, all numbered to 35. I like that. I like that plan. And Max Fried is out next. Max is an Atlanta Brave. We maybe have another numbered to 35, perhaps. Yeah, we do. It's Don Mattingly this time for the Yankees. So we're kind of loading up here on all these cards to 35, aren't we? Well, why can this wrapper not want to? It's like, what the heck? Okay, we've got some kind of super glue issue going on with the edge of this wrapper. Alrighty, well that's fun. I have no idea why that wrapper will not open the rest of the way, but we'll just do it like that. Now it opens. This is our nice autographed jumbo patch card. I always like these. That's a really nice relic, of course, and it's Colorado Rockies to 25 with Charlie Blackmon. Behind that, it's Aaron Nola for the Phillies. Always good to see Aaron show up. Oh, you always think of fried chicken when you see Max come out. That's funny. That is numbered to 50, and it is Harrison Bader, St. Louis Cardinals. And then Victor Robles, there's a nice hit for the Nats. Of course, we didn't get really much of a look at Victor this year. He got injured, and Mr. Juan Soto got the call up instead, and we all know how that turned out. But Victor ought to be up next year, of course, for the Nats, and he should be quite good. Ozzie Albies for the Braves. Oh, yeah, man, that's to 10. Woohoo! I like that. Little Ozzie with that nice gold border telling us it's to 10. Atlanta Braves pulled a nice one there. Padres hit with Manny. And we have Last Box Mojo. Of course, it's already out of the box, but that's okay. You know it's 1 pack per box, so it's the same as Last Box Mojo coming right now for 5-star. We've got a redemption. How about that? And Alex Wood for the Dodgers is our autograph that's live in the product. Let's find out what our redemption is. Now, of course, we're going to flip this. We're most likely going to know the team, but you also know that I am going to head over to the Topps checklist where we will verify it. And, oh, yes, it's Juan Soto again. But not only is it Juan Soto again, it's Juan Soto with a purple parallel. Yeah, even lower. And you know what? I think The Nationals, that's going to be to 50. I think the Nationals sold really like maybe like half of what they normally do. They sold really low tonight. So somebody got a very good deal hitting Juan Soto in the purple parallel, which again should be to 50. I just looked at our other purple parallel there to make sure I hadn't called that out incorrectly in terms of the numbering. Of course, you never know with tops until you get it, what it's going to be numbered to. It doesn't tell us here on their website, but I believe we could safely assume it will be to 50. Where is this? I'm like, where is my checklist? All right, we're getting there. All right, so it was not a jumbo patch. It was just the regular 5-star autograph. So let's find Mr. Juan Soto in here. And there he is. And you'll see, of course, there's Washington Nationals across from him, just as we expected it to be. And there it is. So let's recap. We have the Washington Nationals to 50 on the Juan Soto redemption. Alex Wood for the Dodgers. Number to 10 for the Braves. It's Ozzie Albies. Victor Robles comes out also for the Nationals. Got good value for their money tonight. There's Aaron Nola for the Phillies. Here's our jumbo patch card, numbered to 25. Little Charlie Blackmon action there for the Colorado Rockies. For the Braves, it's Max Fried. For the Brewers, it's Travis Shaw. Cincinnati Reds with Tyler Mahle. Purple parallel to 50, Harrison Bader and the St. Louis Cardinals. Number to 35, Don Mattingly and the Yankees. Jose Canseco, numbered to 35 for the Oakland A's. Chris Sale, numbered to 35 for the Boston Red Sox. And Dustin Pedroia, numbered to 35 for the Boston Red Sox. A lot of nice low numbers right there in a row. Francisco Mejia for the Indians. And last but not least, Manny for the Padres, the San Diego Padres. So I'm going to put our spreadsheet information up again. Before I do that, let me check and see where things stand here for the Golden State Warriors. We're moving into immaculate basketball right now, and as it stands at this moment, the Golden State Warriors are an unpaid team. So I need to find a home for the Golden State Warriors here in immaculate basketball. So who might be interested in picking up the Golden State Warriors tonight? The last bid amount was $142.50 on eBay. And of course, we have another wonderful unpaid bidder, so that is open for someone to pick it up. And hopefully we can get that moved and keep on headed down the road. Hey, Corey, how are you? The Warriors didn't get paid in here, and they sold for $142.50. And if anybody wants to pick it up, of course, I'll throw in the shipping on it tonight. That was yeah, somebody didn't pay me for immaculate. Not like that's a super big shock. It seems like these days we've got so much unpaid stuff hanging out there. I don't know what the deal is lately. It hasn't been good, though. For those of you who might have joined late, hopefully you are aware of this. If you were in this break, I did already send you an eBay message about it. But the Flawless Baseball break number 1, which should have been tonight, had to be rescheduled to tomorrow because the distributor forgot to put my product in the box that I got today with Prizm. They forgot to put Flawless in there. So it's going to show up tomorrow. They're sending it overnight. We're going to open it tomorrow at 5 o'clock, okay? So I put us on the totally wrong page twice. That's where I was trying to get us to. I didn't do a very good job getting us there, did I? So Flawless, of course, rescheduled. 5-star. We just completed immaculate basketball is what we're coming into. And yeah, guys. So we're there may be an unpaid in Prizm, Corey. Again, I will have to wait and see if that person pays. But right now, the more pressing issue is we have an unpaid team for the Golden State Warriors, and I do need to get that sold. But our breaks tonight, I'm anticipating to get out the door on Tuesday the 30th. So barring any unforeseen circumstances, everything we're opening tonight should be out the door on or about that date. Let me make sure that I noted the Golden State Warriors. Yeah, I did. I wasn't 100% sure if I had fixed that or not, but I have. Okay, so this is what we have available. Then I need to have some traction on the Warriors. That one is too big to swallow for me to just let it ride. So we do have a case of immaculate basketball to work on, but I do need to find a home for the Golden State Warriors. Everyone else there, of course, you can see your name across from your team name, as is normal. And then we just need to find who wants to pick up the Golden State Warriors. And then we'll be able to roll on down the road here. This, of course, is a 5-box full case of immaculate basketball. It is the last of the immaculate that I have. And I do need to get a home for the Golden State Warriors. Yeah, I'm seeing Corey talking about Gem Mint football. I'm thinking, hey, wait a minute, where is my Gem Mint football? Because I pre-ordered cases of that too. That's a different distributor, but I'm just now remembering that as well. That should have shown up, oh gosh, that should have shown up 2 or 3 days ago. That was supposed to be here, I thought, Wednesday or Thursday, and I forgot all about it till just now. Man. Latchman, you are asking about the Warriors. They sold last for $142.50 on eBay, of course, and that person has not paid. So I do need to find a home for the Warriors so that we can do something with them. So, Latchman, what do you think? You have some interest in the Golden State Warriors? Yes, no, maybe? Yeah, Greg, I figured you probably didn't want to pick them up. You don't do as much usually with basketball, so I figured you were not in the running for it, but I thought that Latchman might want them. So, Golden State Warriors, guys, I need to find a home for them. So, who would like to pick them up? And what, at this point, make me an offer on them if you want the team. We need to move onward with the break. I don't like to sit for extended periods of time waiting for something to happen. Brad, it was the bid amount on eBay was $142.50, but as I said, at this point, if someone wants to make an offer on the Golden State Warriors, then make me an offer. I mean, SD Sports Fan asking me what's the lowest I would take is probably not the best approach. I would say make me an offer, and then we can, go from there. And ditto for Brad and Latchman. If you guys are interested in it, then just type in what your offer amount is, and then if it's something that's reasonable, then we'll make a deal on it and go from there. All right, so Brad says he's offering $125. So Latchman or SD Sports fan, either one of you, you've got a minute or two here if you want to decide if you want in on that. And if not, then it's going to go to Brad at 125. So you guys, I'll give you a minute here. I know there's a little bit of a delay. Wow, that is really weird what that camera is doing right now. Look how it's washing out the background. So strange. Does have something to do with the red. But I do know there's a little bit of a delay, so I am going to give you a minute to take a look at that. And if either one of you want in, now's your chance. Otherwise, Brad's going to take it up at 125. So, all right. Very good. Let me just double check here. I'm going to make sure this didn't get paid in the last 45 seconds or so. And of course it's not. That's not a surprise. So I need to cancel that order. And Brad, I'm going to type in PayPal for you. I need you to do me a favor, please, sir. If you could type in the notes what it is that you're paying for. So just type in there like Second Chance Golden State Warriors Immaculate 4 so that I will know what it is. And obviously you can see there I split up my my email address because I've had people tell me, I guess apparently it does not always show up in chat if you type it all together on one line. I don't know why that is. But that is an old email address, but it is the one that I use for PayPal because it's the one I've had for, you know, ever and ever and ever. I don't use it for much else, but I do still have it there for PayPal. All right, so let me get, Brad's going to get that picked up. Let me roll into the spreadsheet here and update that so that I also know on here where it's gone. So bear with me for a moment, guys. I always hate to slow things down when we have these unpaid teams, and I appreciate your patience as I get it taken care of. You know, some of the ones that are smaller, I let them ride and I just take my chances, and I do usually end up not getting paid. But on the bigger ones, yeah, I got to get those sold out. Unfortunately, can't let those ride too much anymore because it seems like I always get burned on them when I do let them ride. They end up never paying me, so there you go. All right, so the order is canceled. Brad, you've got what you need from me, right? And then we'll just wait for that to pop in on PayPal, and I will update the spreadsheet here, and we'll be ready to go momentarily. Oh, I just made a mess of that. Shoot. All right, that's got our spreadsheet updated. And yeah, Brad, just let me know when you're good on your side. And you said you are good on your side, so we should be, I think, then ready to rock and roll. And I'm going to make sure I got the other. I got it canceled. Yes, so the other one's canceled. Brad, I made you a note on my spreadsheet, so you are in. The other person is out. We are good. Thank you for picking that up. I appreciate it. Oh, thank you, yes, for the note, too. That always helps me because sometimes, you know, I have so many transactions that will run through that PayPal account on any given day or any given week. Sometimes it's hard for me to go back through when I need to add tracking or something, you know, when things ship or I need to print a label, and having that note on there makes it so much easier to be able to figure out exactly what in the heck is going on when I need to. What did you say there? You said Blue Crush or something? I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was. But Whit is, I think, making fun of the fact that I still have AOL for my PayPal email. But you know what? I mean, I've had that same PayPal email ever since PayPal has existed. And I just didn't want to change it. It's just, you know, it's easier just to keep it there. So, And I hope they don't go hitless, Brad. Let's hope that you get some good mojo for, you know, picking up some unpaid teams. That would be my preference, of course. Russell Westbrook is out next. That is numbered to 25 for the Thunder. Then we have Dwight Howard. That is numbered to 75 for the Hornets. Also for the Hornets, we have a 1 of 1. How about that? A 1 of 1 base card of Kemba Walker and the Hornets. Oh, Whit, you were doing the dial-up sounds from from when AOL used to be dial-up. Yeah, for real, man. No kidding. That's numbered to 75. It's Karl Anthony Towns. And then we have numbered to 35, Brandon Ingram and the Lakers. Then we have Zach Collins and the Trailblazers, our first non-base card out. That is numbered to 49. Also numbered to 49 for the Heat, it is a Ray Allen relic. And guys, as normal, you can see there's some little imperfections here, some dents and dings and things along the way that you're going to find on these thicker cards almost all the time, honestly. Numbered to 49, that's Denzel Valentine and the Chicago Bulls. Most of them are pretty minor, but still. Well, at least we are not sending you home empty-handed, Brad. This is numbered to 49, and it's a Kevin Durant relic for the Warriors. So at the very least, we've got you a Kevin Durant relic. We're not going to send you home blanked anyway. Chandler Parsons, that is numbered to 99. Definitely got an imperfection down there lower left. You can see that chipping pretty obvious down there on that corner. This is a nice thick one because it's a shoe. I like it when we get the shoes. Soul of the game, Dominique Wilkins, Atlanta Hawks. We pulled a soul of the game out of the last case, and it was also for the Hawks. I don't remember if it was Dominique Wilkins or somebody else, but it was a Hawk as well. This is not, of course, how I'm going to ship it to you, but I don't have a sleeve that it will fit in. So for the time being, to keep it nice and comfy, we're going to have it here in this team bag for a minute. So that nice piece of the shoe there, numbered to 25 for the Hawks. Numbered to 25 for the Kings, it's Justin Jackson with a very nice relic there. I almost stacked that with the base cards. Why did I do that? I have no idea. I have no idea what happened there. My mind went blank for a minute, I guess. Wesley Matthews to 49 for the Dallas Mavericks. Then numbered to 25, we have DeMar DeRozan and the Raptors. A nice big patch here as well. This is numbered to 75. It's Sindarius Thornwell for the Clippers. J.R. Smith, and that is numbered to 17. J.R. Smith and the Cavaliers. Immaculate to 99, it's Steven Jackson and the Pacers. And we have a little imperfection down there on the bottom of both of those corners, both with a little bit of chipping down there. Robin Lopez to 99 for the Bulls. Throwback ink, that is Freddie Lewis, numbered to 99 for the Pacers. How about that? Yeah, meanwhile, you're going, hey, wait a minute, I wanted Reggie Miller. I hear you. I feel you. I know what you're saying there. James Johnson and the Heat, that is numbered to 15. Oh, wow, that's really throwback ink. That is numbered to 25, and it's Louis Dampier. And Kentucky Colonels, guys, that team did not, I don't think, that was an ABA team. I don't think that particular ABA team went on to become an NBA team. So we'll have to do a little legwork on that one in a few minutes here. Gerald Henderson and the Celtics, that's numbered to 25. Yeah, for some reason I don't think it became an NBA team. So, but he may have played for another team that was NBA and not ABA. Nate Archibald, that is numbered to 99. And this was the Kansas City Kings, which I am pretty sure are the current Sacramento Kings. But we're going to have to look that one up too. So we're going to have to set that there as well. Yeah, Greg, it was definitely an ABA team, the Kentucky Colonels. But, you know, some of those ABA teams did go on to become NBA teams. Others did not. So I don't think the Colonels did, but I will have to check it out. Jordan Bell, numbered to 10. So there you go, Brad. Okay, that is rewarding you for doing a good deed, picking up our unpaid team. You get a nice Jordan Bell relic there, an autograph numbered to 10. Another very thick card here. That is Karl Malone for the Jazz, and that is also a piece of a shoe. It is a sneaker swatch is the card set on that one. It's numbered to 25, and we're going to have to do the same thing we did with our other one, which is I'll put it in something better to make sure it gets to you nice and safe and sound, but for the purposes of handling it right now, it's going to go in that team bag. The 76ers, numbered to 99, you have J.J. Redick. Yeah, I thought you might like that one, Brad. That was a good hit. Numbered to 99 for the Pacers, it's Miles Turner. Avery Johnson and the Spurs, that's numbered to 25. And then we have George Gervin for the Spurs. That is also numbered to 25. Chipping again, I can see on both of the corners there on the back. Well, this probably makes the Lakers pretty happy. There's Lonzo Ball to 99 with a little relic and signature there for the Lakers. Again, chipping lower right and upper left in particular. You can notice there. Probably shows up pretty well on your end as also. Numbered to 75, Josh Jackson and the Phoenix Suns. All right, so that's taking a look at everything, but I still have a little quick little bit of research to do here. So bear with me, please, while we look up. First, I've got to check and see if the Kentucky Colonels ABA team became anybody in the NBA. I don't really think that they did, but we're going to double check it. And then if that is not the case, then we'll go double check and see if he had any stats for an NBA team. And if he doesn't have any stats for that would be associated with a current NBA team, then ultimately it would go to random.org. So let's try and find this out first. Doesn't look like they went anywhere else, but let me make sure on it here. Sorry, guys. I know it's a drag when I have to stop and do this, but yeah, they did not join the NBA in the merger in 1976. That's what I thought. So definitely we're out there. So now let's just check and see if Louis Dampier played anywhere else. Right? Maybe he did. We'll find out. If he has any stats with any NBA teams. I know. I used to always do this after the break, so we didn't have such a lull looking it up during the break. But somebody got really freaked out about that once and got really, upset about it. So ever since then, I'm like, okay, we just kind of take the time and do it, whether it's boring or not. So let's see. Oh, we did play with an NBA team. All right, excellent. So we're not going to have to random it at the very least. He played for the Spurs. There we go. So he had 3 seasons with the Spurs. That was his only NBA team. All the others were the Colonels and the ABA. So there you go, Louis Dampier. is going to go to the San Antonio Spurs. Some of you may have been typing that in. I'm using the iPad to look this up, so I can't see chat while I'm doing that. Then Nate Archibald, I just need to make sure that the Kansas City Kings of the past are the current Sacramento Kings, and I believe that they are, but I want to double check because sometimes I get some of those older franchises mixed up with one another. So let's just double check it and make sure. So, blah, 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 blah. Come on now. Yeah, they were. They are. They are exactly that. So that goes to the current Sacramento Kings, kind of like what I thought, but it does. All right. So, Kings for the Nate Archibald, the Louis Dampier. He played only for the Spurs in the NBA, so that heads to the NBA. Jordan Bell, the nice hit to 10 for the Warriors. A little good luck there for good mojo for picking up our no-hit team, or our unpaid team, rather. Freddie Lewis and the Pacers. It was Robin Lopez for the Bulls. Sindarius Thornwell and the Clippers. The Celtics hit with Gerald Henderson. The Lakers hit with Lonzo Ball. The Miami Heat, James Johnson to 15. The Raptors to 25 with DeMar DeRozan. For the Kings, it was Justin Jackson with a really nice big patch on that one. Steven Jackson, Pacers. Wesley Matthews for the Dallas Mavericks. Sorry, I'm just organizing a little bit over there as we go along, making space for everything. Josh Jackson and the Suns. George Gervin and the Spurs. Then we have Karl Malone for the Jazz. That's that nice piece of sneaker. It is numbered to 25. The Avery Johnson for the Spurs. The Pacers have another hit, Miles Turner with that one. The 76ers hit with Redick. The Memphis Grizzlies, Chandler Parsons. A Kevin Durant relic for the Golden State Warriors. Denzel Valentine for the Chicago Bulls. Numbered to 49, it's Ray Allen and the Heat. Zach Collins and the Trailblazers. The Cleveland Cavaliers, J.R. Smith. Nice thick soul of the game relic, numbered to 25, Dominique Wilkins and the Hawks. And then, of course, we did have a 1-of-1 base card, so we should take another look at that too. That is Kemba Walker for the Hornets with a little 1-of-1 action there. All right, we are going to be heading into Prizm football coming up next. I'm going to take a look here and see whether or not the Cowboys have been paid since the last time I looked. And if they have not been, then we may potentially have the Cowboys available in Prizm. So give me a second to look at that. I will put you up here with a little view, a room with a view, while I'm looking that up. Which of course, most of you have seen that by now anyway, with the shipping information and such. But just in case you haven't, there's your 411 on that, while I'm trying to see where we are here with getting the Cowboys paid. And yeah, the Cowboys are not paid in here. So Dallas Cowboys in Prizm football, their last bid on eBay was $51. So looking for the same as, or 50. Of course, shipping would be included. I'm not going to charge you any extra for the shipping. Let me put you back here, move over here to fix the spreadsheet real quickly to reflect that that is unpaid. And we can take a look at it. And who would like to pick up the Cowboys tonight? Who wants to help out and carry the load for some other person who likes to bid and not pay? Don't know why people do that. Why do you bid if you're not going to pay? Like, you know you're not going to pay, so don't bid. That's just my thing. It's so simple, but yet people do it repeatedly. So this is going to be a 12-box case of 2018 Prizm football. It is a full case break. It's break number 1. And of course, it also ended tonight, the 26th. That came out tonight. It was a new release for today. We are setting on the Dallas Cowboys. I made a typo in it that should say unpaid, and I typed it in wrong, but whatever, you know the deal. So Dallas Cowboys, last bid amount was $51. Who would like to pick up the Dallas Cowboys here in Prizm? Maybe you will also have some good mojo. You know, we just had good mojo for the Warriors out of the last break that somebody was kind enough to pick up. So while you all are pondering that, I'm going to start getting some of this stuff out of the case here. So this is a 12-box case, of course. We have 12 packs per box. So it's not an inordinate number of packs to open up. And I think there's 12 cards per pack. So, I mean, it's still a pretty healthy number of cards overall in the break. But it's not as bad as, you know, opening them one at a time, you know, when you have to do those 24 packs and things like that. Our Michael, I'd like to do a little better than 30 for the Cowboys. I will keep that in mind, but I think that's a bit on the low side for the Cowboys. So I would hope that somebody else would be interested in picking those up at closer to their bid price. But we'll see how things go along here. All right, and so each of our boxes here, what are we going to have in each of them? This is like such a tall stack of boxes. Like, I feel like they're going to fall over and like crush us here. But hopefully they're not. So just waiting, hoping that someone's going to pick up the Cowboys. Oh, wow, this box is crunched up. Can you see that? The box itself is actually all crunched up right there on that whole corner is like really smashed up. So we'll open that first for sure. Oh, I hope none of the red. Why is that like that? I mean, these things just came in today. The rest of them, that looks okay. Hopefully the rest of them are okay. Hopefully the cards in the box are all right. But anyway, so we're looking for 3 autographs and 9 numbered parallels per box. Right now I'm just waiting to see if I can sell the Cowboys. So our Michael is saying $30. That is just barely over half of what the eBay bid was. And then, of course, you know, by the time you factor shipping in, it's probably only about half of where the eBay bid was. I would obviously like to get a little closer to the actual bid price on that. So anybody else setting in on the Cowboys? Where are we landing with that? Nobody else wants to pick them up? No? All right, well. And our Michael, I assume that is your final offer is $30 as well. So in that case, I guess I'll just be eating the Cowboys, and they're going to be my team tonight unless somebody comes along here in the next couple minutes and wants to pick them up. And our Michael, I would do maybe 40 shipped, but I don't want to do 30. So before we get a pack open, this is last call for our Michael or anybody else. Are you anybody picking up the Cowboys in Prizm tonight? Nobody? Nobody? All right, well, we'll just chalk it up par for the course, I guess. It's been a terrible week for that. I have had a tremendous amount of unpaid stuff in the last week or so, and it has really added up to a substantial amount of money. Usually, you guys do pick them up in the chat, which I appreciate. But it looks like this one is riding along. Actually, I thought Corey might want them. He asked if anybody was around in Prizm that he could pick up, but then he took off. So I guess he maybe didn't want the Cowboys. I don't know. Once we told him the team, I think he took off. All right, we've got just 2 packs left. We're going to get them all out and then start looking through box number 1 here. Oh, Whit, you said your wife has you on a budget. I feel you on that, man. We all need to be on a budget, me included. Like, I understand that. All right, so here we go with Prizm. Of course, guys, we're probably going to have a number of things in here that will be refractors, which are, of course, what Topps calls refractors, Panini calls prisms. We're going to see lots of them, I would imagine, as we go along the way. And you'll see them when they go through. I'll mostly call them out as well. Get some sleeves out here. And let's see what we've got. Sam Darnold is starting things off, numbered to 50. So that's a pretty good way to start the night, I think. So if you have the Jets, you're happy, because the first hit out of the first box is your man Sam Darnold with a relic and an autograph numbered to 50. Denzel Ward, that's numbered to 25. That's a nice low number hit for the Cleveland Browns. So 2 of our 3 autographs have made an appearance thus far. This is just an insert. It's Royce Freeman. And I'm looking through this the first time right alongside you, so I'm checking to see if some of these are numbered and things as we go. There is Mike White for the Dallas Cowboys, and that is numbered to 275. Two of our 3 autographs have appeared. We still have 1 left to find. I'm sure lots of numbered things left to find too. A die cut. That is John Kelly and the Rams, numbered to 199. Just for the sake of keeping things moving, I'm going to put all the numbered things, unless it's really low numbered, all the higher numbered things like that, I'll take care of putting in sleeves at the end of the night instead of doing it as we go along. That way we can keep the pace going a little bit. Ruben, Immaculate Basketball was broken already. We just finished it up, as a matter of fact. Who did you have in there, Ruben? Do you want us to tell you if your team hit or not, or you want to wait and watch? Devin Funchess die cut to 249 for the Panthers, and a little advertising thing. And if anybody wants any of those Kid Reporter codes, that's what's on those advertisements. Feel free to just, you know, freeze the video frame and copy down the number and use it if you want to enter your kid in that. For the Patriots, we have, I start to say it's numbered, but it's not numbered. I keep thinking some of these are going to be. But it is a trifecta, anyway, is the card set. Not numbered, but pretty cool. Naheem Hines and the Colts, that one is numbered. It's to 49. All right, rolling on down the road here. Mitch Trubisky for the Bears, that is numbered to 10. Always like to see the gold show up. That's always a good sign. All of our little advertising cards. So they sent out the pre-order notice for Prizm Basketball today. And they're saying Prizm Basketball is going to be even harder to get this year than it was last year. Like, how is that even possible? Because it was nearly impossible to get last year. Jalen Holmes to 275. Somebody was looking for a Viking earlier. We've at least got you on the right path with a nice numbered card there of Jalen Holmes. These, fortunately, do not have a lot of curvature to them this year. You know, a lot of times with Prizm and Chrome and all these coated cards, as soon as you take them out of a pack, out of the compression, they bow up a lot. But this one's not really too bad. Kenyon Drake, Prizm for the Dolphins. That's not numbered, but it's just a base Prizm. So, Rashawn Evans and the Titans is our third autograph out of here. So we've fulfilled our autograph quota. We may still have a few numbered or insert parallel type things to come across. Quincy Awanya in Inunwa. You know I'm not going to say it right. Inunwa? I don't know. It's to 149. It's for the Jets, and I can't say his name. So, so there you go. Chandler, we're just on box number 1. You're not too far off the mark at all, man. You're right close to on time. Bruce Smith, Hall of Fame defensive end for the Buffalo Bills. Refractor insert. A Tom Brady die cut numbered to 199 for the Patriots. There's a lot of those little advertising cards. I'm going to have to get a new box. I got a box full of those already. An illumination insert. Le'Veon Bell for the Steelers. As if. He's never going to show up. And there's a blue scope Micah Hyde. Buffalo Bills numbered to 99. Actually, Le'Veon is going to show up at some point because he doesn't have a choice. If he doesn't show up before week 11, he wouldn't be a free agent next year. And we all know he wants to be a free agent next year. So he's going to show up, but probably not until week 11. We have got loads of Prizm football, so we'll be opening Prizm football over the course of probably the next 10 days anyway. We've got quite a bit of Prizm we can rip into along the way. A die cut Charles Clay to 199 Buffalo Bills. And a die cut Sam Darnold for the Jets to 199. Seems like we've seen a lot of Bills and Jets, doesn't it? Maybe we haven't, but it just seems like I've said Bills and Jets a lot for our various inserts and things. A Prizm for Cameron Hayward. And my Pittsburgh Steelers. And here's Noddy, Derek Noddy for the Kansas City Chiefs is our first autograph, I believe, out of this second box. Isn't he first out? I think he is. Sometimes I lose track what comes out of what box. I know that shocks you, right? Jerry Rice, Hall of Fame insert. Jay Ajayi and the Eagles numbered to 149. Uh-oh, Joe Flacco's trying to hang out behind there. Does anybody happen to have the World Series on and know the score? Red Sox and Dodgers. Last I saw it was Dodgers up 1-0. And Walker Buehler was still on the mound. That's been a bit back though, so I'm sure things have changed since then. Derwin James to 199 for the Chargers. That's our second autograph out of this box. Icasa says that it is still 1-zip Dodgers. All right. Minka Fitzpatrick. I like Minka for the Dolphins. I don't pull a ton of Minka Fitzpatrick autographs, really. So nice to see him turn up. Hall of Fame Warren Sapp Prizm. A die cut Brandon Cooks and the Rams to 249. Yeah, I think everybody's talk was a little premature when Boston won the first two. You know, everybody's starting to talk about, oh, the Dodgers are going to get swept. And I'm like, okay, they did lose the first two, but it's a little early to say they're going to get swept, right? So I figured once they got back in LA, they might do a little better. They probably just freezing up there in Boston, man. I mean, it was cold the nights they were playing there. The Dodgers are used to some warm weather. Not used to all that crazy 40-degree Boston weather they were playing in. Allen Robinson and the Bears, that's to 275. And right as I complimented these on not having much curvature, look at that pack. I mean, like, yeah, so then they start, this pack is like crazy curved. So I guess I spoke a little too soon about the fact that I thought they were laying a little flatter this year. Maybe some are and some aren't, I guess. Cedric Wilson Jr., Cowboys, 275. An insert for Cam Newton and Panthers. And behind that, we have Jaleel Scott and the Ravens. That is a green. I would call that cracked ice, but you know, sometimes they call them crystals. Usually cracked ice is numbered to a certain number, and this is higher than that. So we're going to say that's probably considered green crystals, but it is numbered to 75 for the Ravens and Jaleel Scott. So whatever we want to call the pattern, it's numbered to 75. That's the important part. A die-cut Randall Cobb for the pack, 249. I think I saw somebody typing in Go Pack Go earlier, so I think we've got our Packers team owner in here with us tonight. DJ Chark coming out for the Jags on an insert. A die-cut Mike White for the Cowboys to 249. This is box number 3 of 12 that we're working on here at the moment. I may go get my wrist brace in a minute too. I kind of meant to wear that thing tonight and I forgot. Between all the breaking and the sorting and the typing and listing and all that stuff that I do every day, it's got my wrist all torn up. I need hazardous duty pay. No, kidding. This is just carpal tunnel, but it happens to be flaring up right at the moment in the last couple of days here. That is a die-cut Sam Hubbard to 199 for the Bengals. Die-cut Jacoby Brissett, Colts to 249. Kind of forgot about that kid, right? Like after Andrew Luck came back, I kind of forgot about Jacoby Brissett. Eric Berry, Kansas City Chiefs, 149. Another insert. This one is for Joey Bosa and the Chargers. A die-cut Jordan Howard to 199 for the Bears. I don't even know who do the Steelers play this week? Is this the Browns again? I think it might be the Browns again. We were lucky to get out of there the first time. It was a stupid tie then. Good grief. I don't know. We'll probably end up losing to the Browns. We've been a hot mess. Derek Carr insert for the Raiders. Jamon Moore and the Packers to 275. So I guess you guys saw the whole uproar about Derek Carr and him supposedly crying on the field after he got hit and all the noise that has surrounded that. That was kind of crazy. I didn't see the play. I did see a little bit of a recap or replay. That's Deion Sanders, Falcons. Prizm. Gronk, Patriots, 249 die cut. And I mean, in the replay, it didn't really look to me like he was crying, but I don't know. They said he was. And then supposedly, then all the guys in the locker room are mad, thinking he's not tough. And so then Big Ben comes out in a press conference and says it should be okay to cry. And it's just like, Derek Carr just wants to crawl in a hole and go well, I wish this would get out of the news. Jay Ajayi Prizm for the Eagles. Behind it is Isaiah Oliver and the Falcons with an autograph. So, I don't know. I thought that was all pretty crazy, honestly. Whit, you've got the Saints, huh? Looking for some Saints. Greg wants Baker Mayfield to beat my Steelers. I told you what my postman said to me last weekend. He said his two favorite teams are the Cowboys and anybody who beats the Steelers. And then he corrected himself and he said, well, it used to be anybody who beats the Steelers. Now it's anybody who beats the Packers. And I was like, okay, I think he was just throwing me a bone there because he knows I'm a Steelers fan. So I think he was just trying to throw me a bone. But yeah, I thought that was pretty good. He only likes two teams, the Cowboys and whoever beats the Steelers. Oh, that is a rewards point card. Facing the wrong way when it came up in our stack there. A 400-point rewards card. Kerryon Johnson to 249 die cut for the Lions. Whit says, oh, there's no Saints, and he's going to cry. Well, you got a long ways to go before we can say there's no Saints. We got a lot of boxes left to go in front of us. There's Nick Chubb and the Browns, and then Derrick Henry and the Titans to 275. Oh, Greg, I know you're just giving me grief, man. I got to tell you what, though. I really don't know if we'll beat the Browns. I told you guys week 1, I didn't think we might necessarily beat the Browns that week. I mean, I said before the game, I thought we had a decent chance of losing that game. I was surprised we came out with a tie. So who knows what round 2 is going to bring. Calvin Ridley to 49. I like Calvin. I think that's a nice hit for the Falcons. Yeah, so basically, I guess if my Cowboys team owner doesn't pay me, which probably they won't, I'll just give the Cowboys card to my mailman for Christmas. He can just have all the Cowboys cards out of Prizm tonight if they don't get paid. MJ Stewart to 25, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. mean, there's always a glimmer of hope that it will be paid, but it doesn't happen very often. Most of the time when they don't pay you by the time the break goes, they don't pay you at all. You know what? I am going to go get my wrist brace, so hang on one second. It won't take me but a second. Oh man, I felt like my wrist was like gonna come off my body, like my hand was gonna detach. So I decided maybe I better just go ahead and put that on there. It's amazing how much that helps. You wouldn't really think that it would, but somehow, I mean, it does. It doesn't fix the problem, but whatever, you know, just keeping it straight or whatever, I guess, relieves the pressure on it. Who knows? Weird. You said they have been averaging 3 points cards per case with Prizm, huh? Yeah, well, that's a little higher than I would like to see, but you never know with Panini what they're going to do. You just never know. At least that one was for 400 points. So as far as points cards go, at least that one's a decent number. Some of them are not. Allen Robinson to 75 for the Bears. Yeah, I hope not too. I really don't want to find 3. I mean, finding 1 was plenty. I don't need to find any more. Danny Amendola to 275 for the Dolphins. Yeah, I definitely am fine finding just the 1 and drawing a hard line in the sand and saying, don't send us any more, Panini. We're good with the 1. Trifecta for the Eagles. Aw, Shaquem Griffin, 275, Seahawks. It's really cool that the brothers ended up being able to play together for the Seahawks. I like the way that story worked out. Calvin Ridley, Blue Scope, Falcons to 99. Another Kid Reporter thing. Greg, you said 400 better than 150. And I don't know what... Oh, you're talking about the number of points. I had to think about that a minute. I'm thinking 400 is better than 150. And I, you know me, I'm automatically thinking money. And I'm thinking, well, yeah, $400 is definitely better than 150. Took me a minute there. I'm back on the page now. You're talking about the points card. Yeah, for sure. The 150s are the bane of my existence. I absolutely hate pulling those because, you know, I mean, come on. If you're going to take one of our hits away from us, then you should be able to get a decent hit with 150 points if that's what you're saying replaces the hit. But you can't really get too much with 150 points. Mark Andrews and the Ravens. I mean, I personally, of course, I don't think they should be replacing hits with points cards, period. But I try not to go on that rant because when I get started, it's a long one. It's Hayden Hurst and the Ravens on an insert. And Mike White, again, on an insert. That one to 25. Yeah, I'm definitely trying to stay away from my points rant. I mean, when they first started with those points a few years ago, oh my gosh, it just absolutely made me crazy. I couldn't stand it. And then people would argue back and forth like, oh, but you should want it because of this and that and the other. Instant Impact, Anthony Miller. Because, you know, it's like, oh, if they didn't give you that, they'd give you a redemption. You don't want to wait on the redemption. This is to 275, Travis Kelce for the Chiefs. But Oh, see, I'm about to go on the rant. I gotta stop. Like I gotta put on the brakes because I was about ready to go right down the full road of the rant. So we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna abort. Redirect. But yes, I agree with you, Greg. The totals on the cards should either be higher or the totals to get something you want should be lower. Whichever way they want to do it, I think it needs some adjusting. And we'll just leave it set at that then. Troy Fumagalli, that is number 2, 249 for the Broncos, die cut. I also saw something on the release calendar this week. There's a bunch of new products they rolled out here in the last few days for us to pre-order. John Riggins prizm insert for the Redskins. Harrison Smith, hey, that's my friend's cousin, to 249 die cut for the Vikings. And they are releasing, this is just the stupidest thing ever. They are releasing Contenders Basketball, which is a really good product, the day after Christmas, on the 26th of December. Now, like, what? Come on. You going to release Contenders Basketball the day after Christmas? That is just the stupidest thing I've ever heard. That is numbered to 75. It is Deshaun Hamilton and the Denver Broncos. I mean, first of all, we probably won't even get it on the 26th because there'll be, no UPS or whatever on the 25th. That's numbered to 199 die cut for the Titans. And secondly, just nobody wants to get that on the day after Christmas. Put it out the week before or put it out the week after, but not the day after Christmas. Makes me so mad. Darren, you are asking if the points are really worth it. Now, see, I'm not going to get sucked back into that because I will go on my big full-on rant. I will say this. There are some things that are nice that you can get with points, but you usually have to have several cards saved up to get the things that are really nice. Rashawn Evans, that is a prizm, a base prizm for the Titans. Dylan Cantrell to 25. Nice low number for the Chargers. And there are, of course, things you can get for the lower points amounts. It's just arguable as to whether or not you would want them, but you can get them, yes. Ooh, it's tied up 1-1 home run for the Red Sox. Who hit the homer? And is Walker still pitching, or is he done for the night? He's probably done by now. Oh, he must be done because Icasa says you don't like Jansen at all. So that would tend to tell me that Kenley Jansen must be on the mound right now for LA. Oh, no. Bradley Jr. hit it. Okay. Jackie Bradley Jr. has been so good in the postseason, hasn't he? I mean, he's got a massive amount of RBIs, and he has just been knocking the cover off the ball. He has really been good in the postseason. Yeah, that is, well, good for him. Marlon Mack, 149, Colts. Then we have a Jabril Peppers base prizm for the Browns. Alex McGough for the Seahawks. I don't even know this guy. I don't even recognize that guy. Who is this guy? Alex McGough. Huh. Interesting. All right. Well, there you go. For the Seahawks, I guess they're one of their backup quarterbacks. What are the Broncos going to do now about a backup quarterback? They're back to Paxton Lynch because they had to cut Chad Kelly loose after he had whatever kind of alcohol or drug-induced meltdown he had. There is a nice little Sam Darnold instant impact. A die cut AB to 199 for my Steelers. Yeah, Chad Kelly, man. That was just... What is wrong with that guy? Of course, didn't he have some kind of similar issues when he was in school? Didn't he? I mean, in college. Didn't he have some kind of something going on? To 275, that was Cedric Wilson. Well, Greg, I mean, yeah, they're definitely going to have a quarterback next year, but they kind of need one right now. I still say, I've been saying this all year, it's not going to happen just because of who it is. But John Elway is the one who should lose his job. John Elway has not been able to solve the quarterback situation in how many years now? I mean, he's the one who needs to go, but that's not what will happen. It will probably end up being the head coach or something who's not going to survive if they can't make some strides. Dante Pettis to 199 die cut for the 49ers. But it really should be John Elway because he's the one who keeps failing miserably with the quarterback situation. Brett Favre, Green Bay Packers insert. Die cut Robert Woods to 249 for the Rams. Who, by the way, are still the trendy pick for the Super Bowl. Everything I'm reading, still Rams, Rams, Rams. Greg, you think they ought to sign the Penn State guy? I can't think who that is. Tell me the name. I'm not super up on all of the quarterbacks for the upcoming class. I'll tell you that straight up. Michael Gallup, at least it's not Mike White again, numbered to 75 for the Cowboys. There's a Saint, finally. It is Alvin Kamara to 49 with a little, I believe that's the checkerboard pattern, checkerboard prism there for Alvin Kamara. Oh, McSorley. Yeah, see, now I do know that name. I don't know. I don't know who they'll end up with, or if they'll do something with a free agent or something else somewhere along the way, but they're not where they need to be right now anyway. And then, of course, you know, Chad Kelly was the number 2. So they had to let him go, and that puts Paxton Lynch back up in the number 2 spot. And Paxton just hasn't worked out for them in any way, shape, or form. To 275, Allen Robinson and the Bears. But then again, neither did Brock Osweiler, and he's working still. He's with the Dolphins. That's a redemption. We're leaving it face down until the end of the break. Cruel and unusual punishment, isn't it? I know. Do it that way every time, though. Look at it like this. It's kind of like when you buy a lottery ticket and you're waiting for the drawing. You have all kinds of hope, and you can think about what you would do with all the money. Brian Dawkins for the Eagles. Right up until the time when they do the drawing, and then you pull your ticket out and go, oh, man, which is what I did this week. Melvin Ingram to 249, Chargers. But until that time, see, that could be your card for your guy and your team. All the way up until the end of the break. Nick Chubb, 199, Cleveland Browns. Greg, are you saying they recently tried to get Nick Foles, as in since they got rid of Chad Kelly, or are you talking about back when it was before the start of the season, when the Eagles were like not really shopping him, but shopping him, like saying they weren't shopping him, but I think they were really kind of listening to offers, but they just didn't get any that they thought were good enough, especially considering they didn't know exactly when Carson was going to be back. Oh, yeah, you're talking about the off season. Okay. You're going to win the Powerball? I am not, because I did not play the Powerball. So I am not winning the Powerball. But I tell you what, I thought we might have a shot there at that Mega Millions, as did everybody else in America. But it was one single winner. One person in South Carolina walking away with all of that. Isn't that crazy? Insane. But I had fun thinking about it right up until the time I realized it wasn't going to be mine. Right up until that point, it was pretty awesome. But such is the way it goes with the lottery. I mean, with the odds the way they were. My mom's like, well, it's a wonder anybody ever wins. Nobody will ever win. I'm like, well, no, somebody's going to win. I mean, people do win, but yeah, the odds are really not in your favor. Can't help myself, though, when it gets up to that kind of money. Jalen Ramsey insert. A Justin Jackson die cut. $199 for the Chargers. A die cut Floyd to $249 for the Bears. There's a lot of die cuts in here. For the Raiders, Derek Carr hype. Derwin James, Blue Scope, Chargers to $99. Oh, somebody won $1 million in Lexington for the Powerball win this week? Well, dang it. Then why didn't I play? When was the drawing? Maybe I did play, and I don't know that I played. I don't think so, though. I did play it once, but it was, I think, last Saturday. I don't think I played it after. Whatever day I bought the Mega Millions tickets, I bought Powerball that same day. Sterling Shepard to $199 die cut for the Giants. Oh, it was this week. Well, I'll be. Huh. Did it say where they bought the ticket? Ooh, maybe I won $1 million and I don't know it because I don't check my tickets. Once I see, I mean, I should, but I really don't. I just look at, did anybody win the big thing? And if they didn't, I say, oh well. To $149, that's Tom Brady and the Patriots. I still have them. I don't just throw them away. I'm not that crazy, but really, I just think, one day I'll take them all up and run them under those little, infrared scanners they have at the store. I'll tell you if you won or not. Yeah, it was South Carolina who had the big winner, Chandler, for the Mega Millions. It was one single person in South Carolina, and in that state, you do not have to be named. Some states, they make you come forward to claim it, and your name, and you have to come forward to claim it in any state, but your information is made public in certain states, and in other states it can be kept private. In South Carolina, your information can be kept private, so we may never know who exactly won it unless they just want to flaunt it, which maybe they do. I don't know. Mark Walton to $275 for the Bengals. But yeah, my friend's stepfather lives in South Carolina. Her mother passed, but she's, she still stays in touch with her stepfather. And so I said, after I saw it was one person in South Carolina, I was like, oh, have you tried to call Bill today? Is the phone disconnected? Is he gone? Matt Ryan to $149 for the Falcons. We're thinking, yeah, if Bill hit it, that would be pretty nice because he would have shared it with her. But yeah, sadly, his phone was not disconnected. He had not taken off for parts unknown, and he did not hit it. Dak Prescott's 275 Cowboys. Chandler, you sound like you're running from the law, man. As Chandler says, I would get out of the country as fast as I could if I won. I know you're not really running from the law, man. I was just kidding. JK. JK. But it was, yeah, I would do a lot of traveling as well. Jair Alexander for the Packers. That is blue scope. It's numbered to 99. Yeah, I would love to do a little traveling. My cousin is getting married this weekend in San Diego. And speaking of traveling, they're going to Mexico for their honeymoon. Like, I don't know if that's really that good of an idea. So aside from all the, random killings and beheadings and things that have happened down there recently, there are certainly obviously parts where that's more likely to happen and parts where that's less likely to happen, just as it would be anywhere when you travel, high crime and low crime areas. But no, I'm thinking more about all the stuff that you read about on TripAdvisor and all these places that keep talking about the all-inclusive resorts, like spiking their drinks and stuff, and they wake up, blacked out and robbed and all kinds of crazy stuff happening to all these tourists. And there's tons of them coming forward saying this is going on to 275 Phillip Rivers and the Chargers. So I'm just thinking, should you really be taking your new bride to Mexico? Don't let her drink then. You either. I'm like, because it can be quite a thing. I mean, some of these people, actually somebody died from it. Someone's kid died from basically bad alcohol or spiked alcohol. But for the most part, it doesn't kill them, but they do wake up, beat up or robbed or whatever. Another points card, that's 2 400 points cards. A Kerryon Johnson base prizm. Kerryon has been playing well. And this is Armani Watts for the Kansas City Chiefs. Chandler, you said travel would be your number one. Where would you go? Where would be the first place you would travel to? I would want to go see a sporting event, probably. And I guess it would depend on the time of year that you won, but, I would probably go to whatever the next, like maybe the Australian Open or something, the next big Grand Slam tennis event, because our winter is their summer. So yeah, I'd probably take off to Australia and hang out down there and watch the Australian Open. I think have they already played all the NFL games in London this year? I think they have, right? So there's no more of that this year. Whit says he'd buy panini. I would not buy panini mainly because it would make me crazy. Some of the stuff they do is so, what I think is backwards, that it would make me insane. So if I bought it, I'd have to go in there and just gut that place and start over on a lot of stuff. And then the next thing you know, I'd be working all the time. And then who wants to do that if you're filthy rich, right? No way. But I would buy lots of stuff and we would break everything on huge quantities. To 249, a die cut Deontay Burnett and the Titans. Didn't he get cut, though, and signed somewhere else, Deontay Burnett? I think he did. But it doesn't matter because he's a Titan on that card. It still goes to the Titans. I'm just talking out loud. Josh Allen, instant impact insert. Larry Fitzgerald to 49 for AZ. Oh, the Eagles are playing in London on Sunday. Okay, well, no, I didn't win the lottery fast enough to go to that one then. Craig says break 12 cases a day. No way, dude. I wouldn't be able to manage 12 cases a day. Even if I hired somebody to sort and ship it. No, that would be... I'm thinking more like we would break all the high dollar stuff that they don't give you very much of. That was another redemption, by the way. That they don't give you as much as you want, right? So then you have to pay extra if you want to buy more, and you usually have to pay about twice as much. So most of the time, you can't do that because then you would lose a bunch of money. Bradley Chubb to 149 for the Broncos. But if I were super wealthy, see, I wouldn't care. I would just be like, yeah, you want $4,000 for a case of flawless basketball? Bring it on. We'll open it. That's what we would do. That sort of thing. Speaking of, flawless basketball comes out Wednesday. So that's going to be fun. That and high-tech baseball. They moved triple threads again. So no triple threads. Greg, well, triple thread, there is triple threads, but it's going to be in November. It was originally supposed to be Wednesday. Greg, you said, does anybody get 10 cases? 10 cases of what? You mean like flawless or of something else? There are certainly lots of people who don't break on eBay and set their own prices, who can easily accommodate the extra cost of the case by just raising the price per team. So in that sense, yeah, there are, I'm sure, plenty of people that buy a lot of them and do it that way. I'm just saying selling it on eBay where you have a low starting bid and you're just kind of at the mercy of what happens. It's hard to do, to pay twice as much. Josh Norman, that's a base prizm. Jordan Akins, that's numbered to 199 for the Texans. I don't know if anybody got 10 cases of flawless basketball or not. I mean, that's, I got a whole lot less than I was expecting. Like, I was really unhappy with what they gave me. I expected to get about twice what they gave me, and I was really, really unhappy. We had a very not pleasant conversation about it. Didn't change anything, but to 275, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. But I definitely let my feelings be known. And the whole thing is, they tell you at the start of the year, you know, this is the formula. This is how we're going to do flawless. So if you spend X, you're going to get X. Okay, easy. I can spend X and get X. And then along the way, they changed it and said, oh, yeah, no, we're not doing it that way anymore. It's the 275 Antonio Brown. And then they won't tell you what the new formula is for how they decide what you get. That's just what somebody decided you should get. And I'm like, seriously? Because I should have gotten like 2 to 3 times what you gave me. So they're just greedy. That's what it is. They're just greedy. Ben Roethlisberger to 149 for the Steelers. Because they've got the cases. They just don't want to give them to anybody at what should be the correct price, because they know they can sell them for more. So they just didn't give hardly any to anybody, and then they'll sell it all for twice as much and think that their customers are going to be happy about that. That is trifecta for the Saints, a little insert. And here's a die cut Pierre Garçon to 199, 49ers. But I'm telling you, it's going to come back to bite them one of these days. Because they're gonna get to a time where they have a product that, like, you know, somebody, it doesn't move, it doesn't sell, whatever, and they need some help getting rid of it, and they're gonna try to call in favors and force us into buying it, and it's gonna be like, no, because I remember all the stuff you didn't give me that I earned with what I purchased, and then you charged me twice as much. What you said, under the table payments are going on. Is that what you're saying? So I don't know about that, man. Have any idea about that? Maybe. Jared Goff to 249 for the Rams. But I don't know what the advantage would be to them to do it that way. Because, I mean, frankly, they just hang on to it. And the day it comes out, they'll suddenly have a ton of it and they'll charge twice as much. So it's not like they hide the fact that they have it and keep it. They don't. They just don't let you have it no matter what. So, I don't know. There is Big Mo Hurst. That is numbered to 5 for the Raiders. Yeah, that is a nice looking card right there. And that is the pattern that we would traditionally call a superfractor if we saw it in Topps. That's like a 1 of 1 normally anywhere. You normally see that pattern. It's a 1 of 1 in Panini or in Topps, but that one was to 5. And it is Mo Hurst for the Raiders. Royce Freeman, Broncos to 199. Yeah, it could be. I mean, you never know what people are doing. It's crazy. You know, as I said, they're already talking about that we're not going to get hardly any Prizm basketball. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Prizm was terrible to try to get last year. And they're saying it's going to be less Prizm this year than we had last year. That's just, I don't even see how that's possible. But, I don't know. One way or another, we'll come up with some. We'll find some. We always do. But it'll be just a mad dash to the end of the year anyway. They're going to jump out an unbelievable amount of products in the next 60 days. We're going to be breaking at some kind of crazy breakneck pace to even think about keeping up, I imagine. Sue for the Rams to 25. Was that Johnny Cash song, A Boy Named Sue? It was Johnny Cash, wasn't it? There's another Kerryon Johnson base Prizm. How about that, if you've got the Lions? A pair of them. Riley Ferguson still showing up in products to 199, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. An Eagles insert, Carson Wentz. And there is Big Ben to 149. Emmanuel Sanders to 149 for the Broncos. Another Kid Reporter card. Oh, yay. Somebody was talking about those Kid Reporter cards. I guess it's last year when they had a kid's face on there, and he was, I guess, the previous year's Kid Reporter or something, and he was on the card itself for the following year. And somebody brought up the point, like, hey, what if that kid grows up to, you know, be president or be the next Tom Brady or whatever, and we've all thrown out all of what would essentially be like his first trading card because he'd be on the little insert thing. But they don't have an actual kid on there this year. Finally, there's a Saquon Barkley insert. It's numbered to 275 for the Giants. I'm beginning to think we weren't going to find a numbered Saquon, but there he is. Of course, we do still have a couple of redemptions to flip over to, so anybody's guess who's under there. Carson Wentz, Eagles, die cut, 249. Kurt Warner insert, Rams. Leonard Floyd to 75 for the Bears. We've had a lot of Bears inserts, numbered inserts. Ito Smith to 99, blue scope. Falcons have had both of their nice young rookies come out, Ito and Calvin Ridley, both making an appearance tonight already. Got 4 boxes left to go. We've got this, we're almost done with box 8 here, these last few packs. So we're making a dent in it. We're getting there. That is Bradley Chubb insert. Jimmy Garoppolo to 275 for the Niners. A die cut CJ Mosley, 249 for the Ravens. So next weekend, my brother-in-law is coming into town, along with his brother, and some of our other friends are coming along as well. My sister's not. She's staying home. Well, my brother-in-law is coming into town because we've got the races, the Breeders' Cup, next Friday and Saturday. And it's in Louisville, so it's, what, I don't know, an hour and a half up the road or so. Bo Scarborough for the Dallas Cowboys, Prizm. And he had gotten tickets to the UK-Georgia game back at the first of the season, like before we had even played a game, because he knew it was Breeders' Cup weekend. So he got football tickets, and everybody was laughing at him. I was not, I will say this, but most everybody was. It's Travis Kelce to 199 die cut for the Chiefs. You know, because it's before we played, and so everybody's like, oh, you picked the Georgia game, like you're going to go watch them get slaughtered or whatever. And he's like, no, you know, whatever. It's Breeders' Cup weekend. And they're really good seats. They're on the 50-yard line. And they didn't announce the time of the game, but he kept thinking that it was going to be a night game, because most of our games this year have been night games, and that being a kind of a marquee matchup, if you will, thought it would be a night game. Because, of course, the Breeders' Cup, the horse races, are during the day. And, oh, when they announced the game time to be 3:30, he was crushed. He's, like, so upset. He says, I don't know what I'm going to do. So he either has to not go to the races on Saturday, which is the main day of the races, or he has to go and just, like, watch 1 or 2 races and leave to go to the game. So he didn't know what to do, but he's got tickets on the 50-yard line for the Georgia game, and then they go and schedule it at 3:30 in the afternoon. Too many sporting events going on at once is the problem there. Oh, Chandler, you live in Louisville. Okay. Cool. So you're well versed, I'm sure, in all things Breeders' Cup then, because it will impact your all's traffic and whatnot all next, probably, I guess, definitely next weekend, but maybe through the week too. You obviously must not have a home football game, because I think they're using Cardinal Stadium for parking this year. There's Auden Tate to 249 die cut Bengals. Then we have a Von Miller Prizm insert and a die cut Calais Campbell to 199 for the Jags. Yeah, Chandler, if you know anybody who wants an extra Breeders' Cup ticket, I am not really sure that I'm going to go. And if I find somebody who wants my ticket, I'm going to probably just not go, because they're saying it's going to be cold and rainy. And I'm like, oh my God. And the Georgia game, like I could sit home, wager on TVG, watch the races, watch the game, sort my cards all simultaneously to 99. That's John Kelly and the Rams. So, yeah, Chandler, if you know anybody that wants a single Breeders' Cup ticket, our box is section 318. I don't remember the specifics beyond that, but yeah. I'm thinking I'm going to, I was actually talking to my brother-in-law about that today. I'm like, I think I might just sell my ticket and stay home. See you for dinner, brother. Like not sit there in the cold and the rain. Devontae Adams, that is numbered to 25 for the Green Bay Packers. Although, I will say, I've gone to every Breeders' Cup for the last, oh gosh, 25 years or so. Anyway, we all go together as a group, several of us. So this would be the first one I would have missed in a quarter of a century if I don't go. John Kelly and the Rams, a base prism. Lorenzo Carter, New York Giants. And you know what? That you see all of that right there? That looks to me like he stacked these when they were not dry. I believe on the back of that is ink, probably from a signature on a card that was, you know, laid on top of it. It was laid on top of, you know what I'm saying? Like, that would have been laid on that when the ink was still wet, and I think that's what that blue is on the back of that card. Lorenzo Carter for the Giants. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing, Chandler. It looked like it was going to be cold and rainy. I can deal with one or the other, not so much both. And then, of course, they finished so late because stupid Churchill Downs wants to run it under the lights. Lorenzo Carter to 275. So they put that last post like 6 o'clock at night or something. After the sun's gone down, then you're really freezing. Like, I don't like it when they have it here. I like it when they have it in California. It's warm and sunny there. And this is kind of more cards than I was thinking it was in this case. Just looking at how many cards are over here, I'm thinking, boy, that is really going to take me a long time to sort that. Deion Kane for the Colts. Yeah, somehow I thought there were less cards in this break than I think there are. There's a lot. Like a lot. 199, Ito Smith and the Falcons. Chris Carson to 249 die cut for the Seahawks. We still setting 1-1 on the baseball game. Instant Impact Bradley Chubb insert a Brandon Graham to 275 for the Eagles. Oh, I see a little green crystal glowing here in the offing. Marcus Mariota, 75, Tennessee Titans. And an Illumination Ezekiel Elliott insert, Cowboys. Die cut. Tevin Coleman, Falcons to 249. That was box number 9 of 12. 3 more to go. Still 1-1. Okay. What inning are we in, Whit? Bottom of the 9th. Okay. Well, I guess we'll probably be going to extra innings, seems like. Who's batting right now, though? Red Sox or Dodgers? I don't know how we started out. I didn't watch the very start of the game. Because I was watching the UK basketball game. And then I was just flipping back and forth, so I don't remember who's batting at the bottom. And if it is Red Sox or Dodgers up. Baker Mayfield, insert a die cut Derek Carr for the Raiders to 199. Bradley Chubb, 149, Broncos. Bellinger, Dodgers, okay. Well, so they got a chance to close it out then. To 99, a blue scope, Baker Mayfield for the Browns. Oh, just when you thought we might get through a 2018 football product without pulling Jamon Moore. Nope, we'd be wrong. There he is. So the Packers hit with our friend J-Dot. The Saints with a Cameron Meredith base prism. Oh, they've got David Price pitching. Huh. Marcel Aitman and the Raiders. Prism autograph. Hey, there's a stained glass. Those don't come out super often. It is Sam Darnold and the Jets. Odell Beckham Jr., 275, Giants. Oh, so we've got somebody on. Dodgers or Bellinger's on and no outs. And David Price better step it up then. Die cut Carlton Davis, Buccaneers, 249. A die cut Justin Jackson, 199, Packers. Puig is up, okay. He's been kind of streaky lately. So who knows what to expect out of him. Illumination Saints, Alvin Kamara insert. A checkerboard Vic Beasley Jr. to 49 for the Falcons. Instant Impact Ronald Jones insert for Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Behind that is Marvin Jones to 275 for the Lions. Now there's one out. Okay, that must be Puig then. Dalton Schultz, Cowboys. Die cut Tyler Eifert, 249 Bengals. That's a guy who just can't ever catch a break, you know? Like, he's so good, but he's always injured. And then this year you thought, man, he's finally up and running and he's going to have a good season. And bam, down he goes. need some more Colts hits, huh? We need to work a little magic for your Indianapolis Colts. All right, well, we'll see what we can't turn up for you here. Cortland Sutton, 199 Denver Broncos. Brian Urlacher, Hall of Fame insert Prizm. DeAndre Hopkins had an excellent game to 149 Texans. I don't think DeAndre Hopkins gets as much credit as he probably should. I mean, he just kind of goes about his way, but he's really quite good. A Prizm Nick Chubb, base Prizm for the Browns. Behind that is Ronnie Harrison and the Jags with a little ink. I see a green scope coming up for guess who? The Indianapolis Colts. That is Doris Fountain to 99. See, sometimes it works. Sometimes you guys put it out in the universe and the cards deliver. Carson Wentz, 275 for the Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah, you never know. I think it's always good mojo just to put it out there, and then we see if we can make it happen. That's the way I look at it. And remember, we do still have 2 redemptions to flip over sitting there. So there's still the possibility for a little love in those for somebody. Nelson Aguilar to 249 die cut Eagles. Fred Warner to 75, San Francisco 49ers. An instant impact Rashad Penny insert. Behind that, a die cut Darius Geist to 199 for the Redskins. Of course, he's kind of a buy and hold since he tore his ACL in the preseason. Not going to know what you have with him till next year. Deshaun Watson illumination insert. Behind that is Melvin Gordon to 149 for the Chargers. Sorry, my cats were chasing each other through the pile of wrappers, and it was, well, I'm sure you heard it. It was kind of loud, but it was also pretty funny. So, I don't know. Sometimes I like to watch them when they chase each other because it depends on if they're playing or mad. Like if they're playing and not mad, not mad, then they do this kind of like mixed martial arts wrestling that is hilarious. Raylan Cook says she is popping in to say hi. Hi, Raylan Cook. What's happening in your neck of the woods? What's shaking? Sam Darnold, insert for the Jets. C.J. Mosley to 275 for the Ravens. Oh, yeah, he's not going to do any MMA or wrestling right now, I don't think. He chased her pretty good, but then he didn't, do any wrestling. So you only got the sound effects. We didn't actually get much of a good show out of the chase tonight. 275, Kalen Ballage and the Dolphins. Nothing much, huh? Well, see, then you should have been, breaking with us all night. See, that's how that works. You have anything else to do? Yeah, come bid and break with me. I'll keep you company. Ezekiel Elliott to 199 die cut for the Dallas Cowboys. Last box mojo, kids. I'll put our housekeeping up here at the top. It is 2 400-point rewards cards and 2 redemptions that we'll be dealing with at the end of the break after we look through this last giant box O cards. What time is it anyway? It's, what's it, 11:30? Yeah, it's a long tonight, so we're already over 2 hours. So I guess Prizm takes a little longer than I thought it would. I figured it would take us about an hour or so. Maybe an hour and 15, but I think it's taking us longer than that. It's taking us about an hour and a half, maybe. My estimation skills are off. Uh-oh, Whit is trying to conjure up Alvin Kamara. He's got the mojo working. He's calling it out into the universe, and he's very specific, not just Saints. Alvin Kamara specifically is who he's working the mojo for. So we'll have to see if we can make that happen or not. Oh no, I feel like one of our redemptions is going to be a big hit. And it may not be, but that's kind of the feeling I have. I feel like it might be. Oh, look at this. I cut the deck right on a little, what I believe is going to be a 1 of 1. Deshaun Hand, rookie for the Lions, to 5 again. Daggone you, Panini. Why are you using the 1 of 1 pattern for cards numbered to 5 in Prizm? See, now that's a thing about Panini, for example, that makes me absolutely crazy. Most sets, that is their 1 of 1. That's always the 1 of 1 in tops. Most of the Panini sets, or if you pull that pattern, it's going to be a 1 of 1. And then in Prizm, they just suddenly make it numbered to 5. Like, what? At least Topps is consistent with their stuff, right? I mean, blue is to this, purple is to that, orange is to that, red is to that. Not Panini, man. They're all over the place. To 149, Jordy Nelson and the Raiders. Yeah, well, I am not liking that business of seeing what should be a 1 of 1 pattern on a card numbered to 5. Cut that out, Panini. Just messing with us now. Got all happy, thought we had something big. Ah, well. Carson Wentz insert for the Eagles, a die cut. Jonathan Stewart to 249 for the Giants. Lamar Jackson. I like that kid. Now, I will say this. When he was playing at Louisville, and we were playing against him with my Kentucky Wildcats playing his Louisville Cardinals, I didn't like him then. But now that he's graduated and he's in the NFL and I don't have to play him anymore, I like him now. Terrell Edmonds to 199 for my Pittsburgh Steelers. My Steelers are about to give up, I bet. Down here in the last box, they were probably grumbling, going, wait, where's my hit? We got you taken care of right here at the end, didn't we? Brandon Cooks to 199, die cut Rams. Icasa says he thinks one of the redemptions is Baker Mayfield. Definitely could be. We've pulled plenty of Baker Mayfields out of various things that were redemptions. Anthony Miller and the Bears to 149. So it could be. You never know. Got 2 of them. And we actually did pull 2 Baker Mayfields. One of them was a 1 of 1 out of both redemptions, out of, I think it was XR. But it was a crazy case. We ended up having 4 or 5 1 of 1s in that case, and 2 or 3 of them were redemptions. And I mean, it was a weird case in what we got out of it, but it was a good case. To 199, Torrey Smith and the Panthers. But it was just like right there at the end, all these redemptions were like the 1 of 1s. It was unusual, but good unusual, not bad unusual. Kurt Warner Hall of Fame Prizm. Ikasi, you said, you missed out on that case where we had all that? Yeah, that was crazy good in XR. It was, and that whole night, we had a bunch of one-of-ones in a leaf break that was right before it. I want to say we ended up with something like, it was crazy, like 7 or 8 one-of-ones in one night, but 4 or 5 of them were in XR and the rest of them were in the leaf break, but yeah, that was one of those nights where we were on a roll. To 75, that is for the Rams. It's Sue. That is a Hall of Fame Randy Moss Prizm. And we have for the Lions a Blue Scope Golden Tate to 99. For the Redskins, Josh Doxson to 275. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Stupid Kid Reporter is trying to get in my way. Stupid Kid Reporter, stay in your lane. Speaking of stay in your lane, gosh, we haven't heard much about LeVar talking about how Lonzo could teach LeBron a thing or two, have we? Traquan Smith and the Saints for a Prizm. See, you called forth the Saint. I know you called forth Alvin Kamara, which we did not find, but we did at least find you that. We could still find you Kamara, but we did, get you a Saint anyway. Derek Nottie for Kansas City Chiefs. I believe we pulled him earlier. Here he is again, but this is on a checkerboard, and it is numbered to 49. Coming up on the last of it, that one is Jimmy Graham for the Packers, numbered to 275. So here's our pile of hits that we're going to recap shortly. Here's our redemptions and our rewards points. So here's what's going to happen. We'll flip over these redemptions first. We're probably going to know what team they go to, but we go to the Panini website anyway. We'll verify the team there, and at the same time, we'll find out what it's going to be numbered to. How handy is that? Then we have 2 400-point Panini rewards cards. We'll give those out using random.org right after we deal with our redemptions. Then, after we do all of that housekeeping, we will go back through and recap our hits, and then I'll throw that spreadsheet information up there one final time. So we have Kiki. Oh, Kiki's usually live in a product. Dang, see, he's gotten busy now. Now he's got all that production down there for Houston. He didn't have time to sign stuff. So that's going to be the Texans. Again, we will verify it and we'll find out what it's numbered to. But Prizm Blue Scope tells me it should probably be to 99. And you are quite right. There's your other man, and it's Baker Mayfield, and it is a Prizm Red Wave for the Browns. So how about that? You called it. You conjured it up. However you want to look at it, you're on the money with one of our redemptions being Baker Mayfield. So let's roll over here to the Panini website. I'm going to send you over there first, and I'm going to follow along behind. Because otherwise, sometimes I forget to bring you along with me, and I'll just be going through it thinking you can see it, and then suddenly we'll realize, whoops, I forgot to bring you. So now I tend to send you first, and I go behind you. All right, what are we looking for? Prizm. Prizm. And our first card set was Rookie Autographs Prizm Blue Scope. Wonder if they could just possibly come up with a few more card sets, because it doesn't look like there's enough in there, does it? That's sarcasm. Numbered to card number 28, Kiki for the Texans, is numbered 299. I'll get it out in a minute. All right, so there is that. Now, let's go check out the redemption for the Browns. That's Rookie Autographs Prizm Red Wave is coming next. So let's go find Red Wave. Baker Mayfield, card number 1 for the Cleveland Browns is number 2/199. That's got those all wrapped up. Now what do we need to do? Now we need to give away some points cards. So, as you see here, I am copying all of the team names from the spreadsheet. Well, at least I'm trying to. Then we're going to pop back over here to our other tab, and we're going to roll over to random.org. And I'm simply going to paste all of our team names here into random. And we're going to scroll through them so you can see that all 32 of our teams did in fact end up pasted in there just like they should be. I'm going to hit randomize one single time. Both of our points cards are the same point value of 400 points. So one will go to the team in the number 1 position. One is going to go to the team in the number 2 position as soon as I hit randomize and we see the answer. So good luck, everyone. It is going to the Dolphins and the Bills. So the Dolphins getting one of our 400 rewards points. There's our date and time stamp. The Bills are getting the other one. So Dolphins and Bills. Let's get that labeled up. And then we're going to recap all of this. I know, my handwriting's terrible. That's why it's in a sleeve. So you can just take sleeve off and throw it away, and it's not written on your thing and won't mess up your groove. So we have a redemption for Baker Mayfield that's going to be numbered to 199, headed to the Browns. We have a redemption for Kiki and the Texans that's going to be numbered to 99. 400 rewards points replaced one of our hits given out via random to the Dolphins. Another 400 point card replaced another hit. That one's given out via random to the Buffalo Bills. All right, now what do we have? We have our recap. Kansas City Chiefs to 49, Derek Nottie. We have a little Terrell Edmonds to 199 for the Steelers. This is not autographed, but it is numbered to 5, so I left it in there anyway. It is Deshaun Hand to 5 for the Lions. Fred Warner and the 49ers to 75. Ronnie Harrison for the Jags. Cortland Sutton to 199, Broncos. Dalton Schultz for the Cowboys. Marcel Aitman, Raiders. Jamon Moore, we cannot escape him, Green Bay Packers. Ito Smith to 199, Falcons. Deion Kane for the Colts. Let me get those kind of moved over so we have a new little space to work with. Lorenzo Carter, Giants. Note that it does have some nasty little ink stains on the back because I think Lorenzo stacked them up before the other one was dry. Bo Scarborough, Cowboys. Falcons hit again. Ito Smith with a blue scope to 99. Here's another one that should be a 1 of 1 based on the color and the pattern. Thanks, Panini, for just messing with our minds. It is Maurice Hurst, numbered to 5 for the Raiders. Jordan Akins to 199, Texans. Armani Watts for the Kansas City Chiefs. Jair Alexander, Packers to 99. Nick Chubb and the Browns to 199. Alex McGough and the Seahawks. Dylan Cantrell, Chargers to 25. Deshaun Hamilton to 75, Broncos. Mark Andrews and the Ravens. Here's that nice Calvin Ridley. It is numbered to 49 for the Falcons. Isaiah Oliver, Falcons. Minka Fitzpatrick, Dolphins. Derwin James, numbered to 199, Chargers. Derek Nottie, Kansas City Chiefs. Rashaan Evans in the Tennessee Titans. Denzel Ward in the Browns. I'd forgotten about that one, numbered to 25. And we started the night off in such an exceptional way. This is the very first hit we saw of the night, and it's an awesome hit. It is Sam Darnold, and of course it's the one that has the relic, which is a case hit. And it happens to be numbered to 50 for the Jets. So there we go, guys. That is our break for tonight. If you happen to be in the immaculate, back up the bus there. If you happen to be in the flawless baseball break, please remember that I had to move that break from tonight until tomorrow. Why, you ask? Well, that's easy. They forgot to ship it to me. Yeah, there's nothing like paying somebody like a couple $1,000s for 2 boxes of cards, and then they forget to ship them to you. Yeah, so that's handy. But anyway, thank goodness I found it while they were still there in the office today. They overnighted it to me. I will have it tomorrow, so we're going to break Flawless Baseball break number 1 that should have led off the evening tonight is going to break by itself tomorrow on Saturday at 5 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Pacific time. So that's what's happening there. I sent everyone involved in that break a message on eBay. Hopefully you saw it there or somewhere here along the way. Then shipping wise, of course, our free shipping break, Flawless Baseball, obviously we haven't done yet. We'll do it tomorrow. I'm still going to project that it'll get out the door on or before Thursday. Our paid shipping breaks tonight, 5-Star Baseball, Immaculate Basketball, and this Prizm Football, all projected to get out the door on or about Tuesday the 30th. As always, if something goes well, I might be able to get it out a day earlier. If something goes off the rails, it could possibly be a day later, but let's plan on Tuesday for now. Taking a look at the breaks that are coming up over the course of the next 5 days, you'll notice that we are a 9:30 start time all the way through Monday night. Tuesday night, we'll go back to our normal 10 o'clock, only to turn around and go back to 9:30 again on Wednesday for a new release day. But then after that, we should be pretty set, I think, with 10 o'clock most of the way through, except maybe new release nights. So tomorrow night, we're going to open an autographed baseball jersey, a full case of autographed full-size football helmets. So not just one of them, but a case of them. We'll open the back half of the Flawless Baseball case tomorrow night as well, and a 10-box case of Archives baseball. Sunday will be a half case of autographed mini helmets and a half case of autographed football jerseys, both from Leaf, and the back half of the Hoops basketball case, which will be a 10-box break. On Monday, it is Hit Parade Series 7 autographed baseball jersey, a Hit Parade 4th and Goal box, which is an autographed full-size helmet, autographed mini helmet, autographed jersey, and autographed picture, all in one box. How handy. And then another 6-box case of Topps Update Jumbo, which is a massive 3,000 card break. On Tuesday, it will be a single full-size autographed football helmet, a half case of autographed basketball jerseys, the last case of our 5-Star Baseball, and another case of Prizm Football on Tuesday night. On Wednesday, we will open Flawless Basketball, provided they ship it to me this time, which comes out on Wednesday. High-Tech Baseball by the full case, which is also a Wednesday release. And then we'll break our last case of Bowman Chrome Hobby. Do still have some Bowman Chrome HTA hanging around here, but I believe that is the last case of Bowman Chrome Hobby that we'll get into on Wednesday night. And that is it for me tonight. Once again, I thank each and every one of you for hanging out, spending part of your Friday night with me, keeping me updated on scores and whatnot. So hopefully I'll see you again soon for another break. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll see you. Bye now.